So we're here. We got some
All right, I don't know how
questions.
it works. Yeah,
Um,
Pete, what are our questions today?
oh goodness, we have a lot more than when I last looked.
All right, boys.
There were
Well,
some.
wait, actually, do we want to do this
Yes.
first, or do we want to do our State of the Pete and Jeremy before?
Let's do this
I was
first.
calling it State of the D&D Time, but now it's State of the Pete and Jeremy.
State of. How are Pete and Jeremy doing? That's the name of this upcoming series. I'd like to do this first.
I agree.
Um,
Let's get cracking.
I'm just gonna start banging them out. What'd you get for Christmas? Switch got a garbage bag full of candy. What a great gift. And I'm
That's
gonna
a really
answer,
nice gift. Delicious gift.
I'm gonna answer that with answer the most current question from Resolute Morgs. Did Pete get a new webcam? He looks sharper. On that note, did you invest in any front or back of house tech for the new year? I did not. For Christmas, I got a brand new ring light. Up until now, I had a whack lighting situation because my primary light, I had like in one of those old spaghetti lanterns where all like the lights go out different ways. It was not good enough for what was going on, and I asked for a light for Christmas, and I got a really nice ring light. You can see it.
It's very good.
You can see it right here. That is my ring light.
You're probably blind now.
Yeah, you can no longer see, but that's it. And I look a lot sharper. You're right.
I
So that's what
got
I
these
for Christmas.
shoes. They're so comfortable. See, one of the things, and those were really what I wanted. I wanted something that I could, because I have a standing desk right now. I stand during D&D time, and whenever I'm using my computer. And so I wanted something that I could stand in for a long amount of time. And these are so comfortable. I have no idea what they are, but they're very comfy, and I like them a lot. My feet don't hurt at all.
Nice shoes, Jeremy.
I did not get anti-fatigue pads. Maddie was saying, no, these are just comfy shoes. And they slip on and they're nice and I can wear them to work and they're wonderful. Switch also asks,
yes.
With these new class, race, spell, background, and magic items, etc., do you think new players to 5th edition will be overwhelmed by the available material and simply decide not to play? Or will they simply join the game that do not use them? That's a really great question, Switch. I feel like most new players have no idea there are that many options.
Exactly.
They just don't even know. They get the player's handbook and they don't know there's anything more for it. What's Smallest Guide to Monsters? It's for the dungeon. It's got monster in the name.
And as an experienced GM, what I do when I have new players is I just present to them the player's handbook options with caveat. If you really have a strong vision that you know exactly what you want to do, but nothing I'm saying is calling to you and fulfilling that, let me know. And there's lots of other stuff that maybe we can use. Which I find if you're running for people that are new, that's a good way to like give them new content, like cherry pick something if they are looking specifically for that thing. But otherwise, simply not using them is a good idea for new players, I feel like.
Yeah, the thing is, right, if you're a DM with a lot of experience and you're DMing for new players, or even if you're a DM with not a lot of experience and you're DMing for new players, even if you're a relatively new DM and you're DMing for new players, like, for the most part, there are two different types of new player. There's a type of new player that they are confused and they build their character and they think it's working right, but they haven't used their bardic inspiration in 5 levels because they don't remember they have it. But they don't care because they're having a fun time running around being a bard, and you explain to them that they could get a lightning bolt when they got their additional magical secrets, and they got all excited and they can shoot lightning now. And there's that kind of player. And there's a kind of player that gets really into it and reads the book like front to cover and wants to learn more and goes out and buys the next book so that they can figure it out themselves. And those are your two types of new players to Dungeons & Dragons. Really, that's it. So, the people who just kind of do their thing and figure it out as they go and don't really care about getting into it, don't get into it.
Yeah.
And the people who do, well, they've got all the material in the world to get into.
And I know we've been spending a long time on this question, but I have a quick anecdote that I think you'll like, Jeremy. Which is, I was running a game for a bunch of my friends over the holiday break, and everyone was going around picking races. All of them are pretty unexperienced players, and everyone had picked their races, but one of them hadn't. He looks at me and goes like, "But I wanted to be a tree," and I was like, "Well, here in the land of D&D time, we do have a lumberling, so." The Lumberling came in extreme handy, Jeremy. I wanted you to know.
Excellent, because you still have those people too that just have
he loved being
ridiculous
a tree.
random requests.
Yeah, he loved being the Lumberling in a tree. So it was, I was very glad that we had that in that moment. I mean, it's just a delightful. So it's just a delightful race anyway. The whole Florence, but.
Switch's next question is a question about planeswalkers and the D&D multiverse all being connected according to Wizards of the Coast's lore and all that good stuff. And are the lands of D&D Time canon to lore Wizards of the Coast? And if so, are we as players part of both lores? And the answer is, who cares? You know, Wizards of the Coast is trying to connect all their stuff in what will probably be a big marketing ploy at some point. But maybe, I mean, it's also been part of D&D for a long time, is that everything's interconnected, whatever, multiverse. That's up to you. Doesn't matter.
Yep,
it's each individual DM who's whether or not they care at all about that.
And in the lands of D&D Time, yeah, you can be or you cannot be.
Well, we know Ravnica is connected to the land of D&D Time because there are characters from Ravnica in D&D Time. So therefore, D&D Time is part of the great... Anyway.
How was your New Year's? Was the final question. Mine was pleasant. I maybe had a touch too much to drink and went to some parties in the city.
I had a good time. I hung out with some of my friends.
Ooh.
I didn't eat a lemon, but I really wanted to eat the lemon. Anecdote. All right, last New Year's, a friend of mine has lemons that grow in their yard because that just happens out here in Orange County, in California. And on a gag, I ate a lemon. It was a huge lemon, but it was a sweet lemon, so it was very tasty, and I've missed it. And I meant to eat one again this year, and I forgot. So overall, it was pretty good, but it could have been better if I'd eaten the lemon. I'll try and eat one this weekend.
There it is.
I'll post a video of me devouring.
Yeah, I was gonna say, make sure you we need to follow up on whether or not Jeremy eats that lemon. Everyone, make sure that you at Jeremy about lemon-related questions and the status of whether or not he's eaten them constantly. Our next question comes from the Cold Spark, and that is, I've been told that the Guildmaster's Guide to Ravnica backgrounds are not allowed in D&D Time. We can take the background features off them and run with those, or strip off the spells and play that way. Kinda. We allow the use of the kind of custom background feature, which is a background feature, a couple skills, and do you get a language? What's the exact?
I think you can pick a feature from an existing background.
Yeah.
And there are rules for this in the player's handbook under the background section. So you can use that to build a Guildmaster's Guide to Ravnica-like background if you want.
Yeah.
We really don't care so much. You know, your background is whatever you want. The mechanical benefits, pick from the list you got. But you don't have to decide your character's a criminal if you want your character to use the traits of the criminal background.
Yeah, background features honestly don't really apply that much that's relevant in D&D Time. Those have always kind of been described for more of a long-term campaign, and if you can find places to use them, then great. But like most of the places, if you want to do something that's in a feature from Ravnica background and you say, hey, this is something that my character has always done and is part of my backstory, would I be able to do that here? Odds are me and Jeremy will roll with you anyway, even if you don't have the feature, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, we're pretty flexible when it comes to that. I know some people have used the background from Curse of Strahd because there's some cool inspired backgrounds in there, and we're fine with that for the most part. You know, just be cool is basically our rule with that.
We got a stack of... Oh, sorry, go on.
Yeah, no, let's keep moving.
Okay, yeah. We got a stack of questions from Crowley here. Have either of you ever experienced or witnessed firsthand gatekeeping when it comes to D&D? I have not. I've played with people that are cool my whole life, and I've also tried to never do that myself as I've introduced people to the game, so I haven't.
I kind of have. There was a game store near where I lived at one point that I tried when I was much younger, during the 4A days, to go to one of the game nights they were doing there, and it was the regular group or whatever that always went. And, I went to try and play and figure stuff out, and I was really new to the game. And it was the kind of deal where it's not that they pushed me away, they just didn't help at all, and then just kind of left me out and kept going, which was a very frustrating experience. It didn't stop me. It stopped me from going to the store, which, sorry, guys. But, it's the kind of thing where a lot of gatekeeping, I feel like, isn't so much a matter of intentionally keeping people out. It's just not being open, not giving the opportunity. Of course, there are the people who, push people away. And, oh, girls, we don't want girls at our table. But, I feel like a lot of it, yeah, it's gatekeeping by omission. It's just not being open and welcoming people into your community. So, if you ever do find yourself at a live event, whether it be at a game store or a convention or wherever, or here in DnDTime, right?
Yeah, be cool.
Yeah, if someone's confused or maybe new, give them the time of day. Say, hey, come play some D&D with us.
Amen.
It's all good. Even if it's just, even if you don't have the time to help explain everything to them, a smile and a, hey, come on, you're welcome to play. Here's where you can read up on the stuff. Come play some games with us. Right? It's just a good thing to do.
I agree. Well said. Jeremy, I don't think I'm qualified to answer this next question, so you want to take it?
Who was the president when the War of 1812 was declared? No, looking it up.
Oh,
jeez.
I thought I skipped that one in my brain. Oh, it's Jeremy, do you have it?
I have no idea.
Jefferson? It's James Madison, of course.
All right, I got no idea.
I looked it up.
You piece.
The next question is the one that I'm not qualified to answer.
Who will be replacing Pete if he doesn't continue watching The Witcher? Have you found another person named Pete to fill in? He's going to watch The Witcher. That's my only answer to that question. There's no reality where he doesn't keep watching The Witcher.
I'll watch it eventually. I thought you're gonna pick like Pete Holmes is the only famous Pete I could think of off the top of my head, which I'm sure there's more. Saint Peter, maybe. Do you have a go-to pump you up song? No, not really. I listen to different things. I get pumped up for things with different things, if that makes sense. I get pumped up by listening to music that feels appropriate for what I'm gonna be doing soon. So I have much different pump up music for like going out to party or going to the beach or working out, like I like to listen to music that's thematic for the thing that I'm doing.
Yeah. I actually do. Levels by Avicii. Very just like fun, exciting energy song.
Yeah, it's
I like
a good
it a
one.
lot.
I guess to name a couple on my list, Endless Fantasy by Anamanaguchi is one that really like I get hyped about. And I can't remember, I don't even know if this is the name of the song, but the Kanye song that's like, can we get much higher? I also really like that song.
I was gonna say, Pope of Potatoes asked what's gatekeeping. Farful, you gave a great example of description there. And Pope, I'm really glad you've never had to experience it then. Or if you have and you just didn't realize it, I'm sorry. But yeah, what is your go-to sad song? Farfel asks. Jeez, it's brutal.
I feel like I've spent a lot of time with.
I don't have one anymore. I don't let myself like wallow.
I just like sad
because
music.
I can wallow really bad.
I really like the song. I believe it's "Shiver" by I believe Lucy Rose is a really good sad song. Also, "Look On Down from the Bridge," which is in the Rick and Morty soundtrack, is a really good sad song. Is that Mazzy Star? No, who does "Look On Down from the Bridge"? Is
That's
that
Mazzy Star? Yeah.
What's your favorite carnival fare food? Fried dough, but cotton candy's a close runner.
I don't carnival food anymore. That hurts me now.
But back in the day, Jeremy.
Back in the day, it was fried dough.
Yeah, fried dough's the pig.
Ugh. Now that the thought hurts me. Staffmaster Coldspark asks, are the level up powers of the Bartholomew's Choice drawn from 3rd edition?
No.
Yeah, no, actually we didn't. That was just something we thought would be really cool.
Yep.
for the item to grow with you.
I'm not familiar with the 3E ones. Part of
It's
the
got some comparable. They've got Weapons of Legacy is what it's called. And they would
oh, you
get
were talking
powers
about those
over.
earlier, yes.
Yeah.
Well, I think the real reason for them is that we wanted the items to always feel as powerful as they could throughout the game because they're Bartholomew's choices and they're meant to be endgame content. But we also couldn't give full power to some of them at the point that they were because they would destroy the game. So that's
Even
also part of it.
beyond that, we also really wanted these, and this is something that we actually haven't talked about a lot, but I think it's worth taking a minute here. When Pete and I were making the first Bartholomew's Choice, way back in the day, we had a sit down and talk about it for a while. And one of the things that you said, Pete, that I really love is the idea that, and it's the reason we have 2 different stat blocks on each item, right? There's the what anyone using this item gets,
Oh,
and
yes.
what you specifically get. And that's the idea that these aren't artifacts in the concept of artifacts of 5th edition Dungeons and Dragons, where anyone who picks up the Hand of Vecna can cut off their hand and do some crazy shit with it. Or anyone who picks up Black Razor, if they can best the will of Black Razor, can wield it to its full efficacy. These are legendarily powerful items that in the hands of their true master, their true creator, right, are epic. These are just beyond what can be by the design confines of the edition. It'd kind of be like if Vecna got his hand, right? Like
exactly, yeah. If
it gives stuff that's not on that stat block.
And in the same vein, we also wanted them to feel like they were. When you get a Bartholomew's Choice, we want you to feel like it's part of you as a character and what you're capable of. It's not the item doing the magic; it's you doing it. So, it's a tool for that, but it's you doing it. So, in that sense, it growing with you feels natural to that ideology.
Absolutely.
Great question.
Yeah. Cold Spark also asks, how do the characters of DnDTime refer to the lands of DnDTime as a whole? Oh, they're the lands of DnDTime. You got it.
Yeah, as such, they are, that is the name of the world, is the lands of DnDTime.
Yeah. I mean, it might sound weird to us who live on a place called Earth, but just Earth is just the DnDTime. DnDTime is just the Earth of there. It makes perfect sense.
What's your favorite chapter, Crowley asks, from the upcoming Wizards of the Coast DnDTime collab book? Jeremy, what was your favorite of the ones that we worked on with them?
I like Roger's Birdstiary. It's not Navy, or like, it doesn't have the correct word. It's a Birdstiary. And it's just birds. It's all CR 0 to 1/4 birds. There's about 100 in there. I just thought it was very inspired.
And in the Birdwatcher's Guide to DnDTime, which is, I believe, the name of the finished work, since it's only birds, I liked the part in Skyhold, the Aarakocra village, because it was the only place that we could really include that was completely bird-centric. So it's the only place where we were able to actually include like a small adventure. They really limited us in the bird sphere, but that's what Perkins wanted.
It's really weird that Wizards wanted us to do so much about birds, but
thought we had more to offer than birds, but there it is. And Resolute Morgs asked, do we get a new webcam? It's the light that you're seeing, which is a huge improvement. You're also going to see my setup change a lot on Friday from what you see right now, but that's aside the point. But
actually,
beyond that,
I want to point something out. This beautiful Tyranny of Dragons cover here. I don't know if you can see it super well. Beautiful. Yeah, so I think it's about time. That's all of the questions that we have in the Ask Pete and Jeremy channel.
There's second half, which is, did you invest any further back house tech for the new year? A light, but beyond that, nothing yet, but we have some plans, I think.
Yeah, we have a lot of plans for the upcoming future, which we'll have to talk about another time, or right now, actually. Let's talk a little bit about our plans for the year. Probably.
No, Jeremy, I want to ask you a YouTube editing question.
Okay.
Can you, when you eventually post this on YouTube,
I'm going to cut these into parts. Yeah, they're going to be 3 segments. So that we don't kill people.
This seems like a great thing to have for people. If we can keep this talk to maybe like a brisk 10 minutes. I don't know if we can bang out everything in that time, but this would be a great thing for people who weren't here to get the full, like, here's what we got planned for the upcoming year. We could post that somewhere.
I completely agree.
Excellent.
Wait a second.
So,
all right, we're back. It's time to talk about. See, that was for the transition.
yes.
It's time to talk about the state of. I don't know. What are we calling it? The state of Pete and Jeremy. We're going to call it.
D&D, state of Pete and Jeremy. Sure. We're going to talk a little bit about what we have for the upcoming year planned. Both. I would like to talk a little bit about kind of our goal for the upcoming year, because that's a big thing. Which I don't know. Yeah. Great. And also some of like the content that we want to be putting out. But let's start off with Jeremy. Want to tell about what we want to do in this upcoming year?
Yeah. So there's going to be a lot of changes coming to DnDTime. They're all good things. The whole point is to make the show better for you all, so that you guys watch the show, so you enjoy the show, so that everyone has a good time. So there's going to be a whole bunch of stuff that's going to be changing and going out throughout the year. But our ultimate goal, and this is, it's not easy by any stretch, but we really want to shoot for Twitch partner by this time next.
Indeed.
That's going to be a tough one. It's going to be a big ask, a big stretch. We're going to need a whole lot of love from you guys, telling your friends, sharing the good word of DnDTime. But I think that we can do it. We've got a lot of really cool content in mind, and we think we're really going to have a lot to offer you guys in the next year that's maybe a little bit more refined than, what we've been doing.
Indeed.
Not that what we're doing is bad. But
we have a long way to go, but we're really excited about taking on the challenge of trying to, boost things up by that amount. And also, like, one thing, it'd be so nice to have that partner video priority for some of you that like have trouble with the frame rates and stuff. Like, there are benefits that are like really relevant to like you guys as a community, and to help out some of the people that have trouble like streaming our show, because we don't always get the best frame rates and stuff. So we're really excited about trying to come up with this in the upcoming year, and that's where our mind's at in the changes that we're making to the stream, and in kind of how we're going to be proceeding with creating new and exciting content in the upcoming year.
Well, and talking about creating new and exciting content, we have mainly 3 big shows that we really want to focus on in the new year.
Indeed.
There's Pete and Jeremy's DnDTime, the same DnDTime that you've always known and loved. Every Friday, 3 one-shot adventures featuring you guys. For the most part, that's going to stay the same. At this point, we set up a good baseline for how we want to run Legend Tier, which we don't think is going to be a big issue. I'm pretty happy with that set right now. We have a good framework for how our priority system cycles people in and out, so that we can kind of give people who don't get to play as often a little bit boosted priority. And I'm very excited just about moving forward with DnDTime, pretty much in the same direction that we've been going.
Yep.
There is one change we had in mind, though, for the points. And that's something we had mentioned a little bit, we talked about. But moving forward, the way that we want to handle points, which if you guys have ever played in DnDTime, points, exclamation point points, what are your points? Then that's how we decide. We decide how people play based on their
play. Yeah,
exactly. You get points by watching our stream. We want to really limit those points in a way that looks like spectators being bad right now, but we want to limit those points a little bit. And by that I mean we only want to provide points for watching DnDTime, for watching Pete and Jeremy's DnDTime on Friday. We aren't going to be using points for any of our other shows. And part of the reason for that is we really want our other shows to stand on their own.
Indeed.
We don't want people watching our new Sunday homebrew show just because they're getting points for Pete and Jeremy's DnDTime. We want you guys to be watching.
I want them to watch it because you want to watch it.
Yeah.
So we're going to be kind of demotivating that incentive and hopefully just creating really great content that you guys are excited about to come and hang out and see.
All right, spectator, why aren't you answering?
Is there something wrong technically, or are we good to keep going?
It's fine. He just Spectator's not talking right now for some reason.
And before we get into those other new shows, I also would like to talk a little bit. We have some changes coming for like the community on the whole and how we like run things in the community as well. In particular, you're going to probably see the majority of that in our Discord. And that is going to be in terms of a rearranging of the channels as you already know them. We're going to be using more channels. Hopefully we're going to be, myself included, Jeremy has been a Discord hero and is on here all the way. You're also going to be seeing more of me around here. I know a lot of the times I'm a little ghosty on Discord, but you're going to be seeing me around a lot more, kind of hanging out and interacting, as well as we're going to be empowering some other members of the community to step up and take more active roles in moderating the community and managing different aspects. So me and Jeremy can kind of focus on more things by basically we're calling on your help to help manage the community a bit.
Absolutely. It's the way for us to say, you know, we trust you, we love that you've been here, that you've spent so much of your time and your effort being part of DnDTime. Here's the thing that we know you're already passionate about. Take the reins. I think we have 2 appointed roles right now.
3, really.
That's true. We have 3 currently.
Yes. The first of which is our kind of head moderator is going to be Farful13 that you've seen kind of hanging around. We might not be the official title. We'll figure out what that is. But they're just going to be, you know, acting as a moderator and helping us out with a lot of different stuff around the community. As well as 2 other roles which we've already assigned. We have our lore master, Adrian P, which we'll talk a little bit about more what that role is going to mean more officially, which means you'll be able to call upon Adrian P essentially for matters with regards to lore, as well as the art czar, Jeremy.
Yes, the Forgotten One, our very common art contributor, makes a ton of fan art for DnDTime. He's going to be responsible for updating the website. You have cool fan art? Well, Frog's going to be the one who's going to be in charge of taking that fan art, putting it into the thing to make sure it gets onto the website. There's a lot of really cool responsibilities, and I'm just very excited to see how this goes. And beyond that, each of these people are going to be kind of responsible for moderating their own little part of the Discord related to it. So the art kind of section throughout the next year, right? We're going to be maybe calling on people to make some cool art for some of the stuff we create. It'd be awesome if we had some cool Entothrope art to put in our Entothrope PDF, right? With the cool race options. It'd be awesome if we had some cool art for Lumberlings and for the Florence and for all of that stuff. And so, you know, Frog is going to be kind of our kind of lead on that, getting people interested and engaged.
And there are some other stuff that we kind of have in mind for roles that we haven't, you know, discussed with the individuals we want to ask them about yet, as well as I think also, you know, if people are interested in taking a more active role in Pete and Jeremy's DnDTime, you know, tell us that. We don't have a lot of like stuff that's available for us to like tell you right off the bat, or roles that we can just give out. We're not looking for a lot of mods right now because but as we grow, just knowing that you're interested in that sort of thing and that you want to like contribute and be part of DnDTime in that way would be great for us to just have that in the back of our minds.
Yeah, absolutely. We have a couple of unofficial roles, like I know Reflected Tonight has been a hero of Roll20, which organizing all that.
We need to talk to you, Lance. That was on my list of, we need to talk to Lance about officially being our Roll20 hero, which I assume you're down for because you do it every day without us just, but we'll talk to you about that as well, Lance.
Yeah, and maybe even getting someone else to moderate the trade channel. If we could get a trades master, well, that would take a big burden off me, and hey, maybe that even means cheaper trades or free trades even, who knows, depending on how much someone wants to take on. So there's a lot of cool stuff that we really want to empower you guys, like we were saying, to make Pete and Jeremy's DnDTime and this Discord better and more fun and more engaging for everyone.
The community that you guys want it to be, whatever form that may be. So as one last note, before we jump into more of like the specifics of some of the shows we got planned, if you have directions and things that you want Pete and Jeremy's DnDTime to be, we are a small community right now, and your words have such a huge impact on the way that we run things and the way we make choices. Like all of this is kind of based on reactions that we get from you guys. So just know that your words carry a ton of weight with us right now. If one voice speaks up, then that's the one that we're hearing as the voice of all in a lot of senses. So
Absolutely. And actually, for folks who are interested, we really could use more cool emojis for you guys on Twitch, like little
and
emotes.
Discord too.
Yeah, I mean, we could really use those. I am bad and slow at art, and I've been working a lot more, which has made it very difficult for me to create new stuff for you guys. But if people want to contribute ideas and contribute things, we're always welcoming of it, of course.
Uh, Halo Dude asks where my beard came from. It's just my new lighting.
Yeah, it's
You can
always
just see
been
it
there. It's
better.
just been sneaky. Old
Um,
sneaky feet.
that's me. So moving onward, we have two other shows that we're kind of planning on. I guess we'd say, banking into in the
Yeah.
upcoming year. These are going to be kind of our other two featured shows, and one of them is kind of a retake on DnDTime Brews. Our homebrew show, probably those who've been around the community for a while. Um, where we create high quality content for Pete and Jeremy's DnDTime, which there's going to be a change to that. For one thing, there's been a bit of a rebranding as well on DnDTime Brews, and our working name right now is...
Pete, is it a working name or is it the name that you want it to be?
Honestly, my heart tells me it's right, and even
Then
with
that's what it is, Pete.
every person I've told it to doesn't really like, they have a guttural reaction to it that's negative. So even when all of you right now are like, no, I think it's what it's called, and that is, we're going to be spending time in fantasy labs.
Pete, what's going to be the whole point? So what we're taking this whole rebranding of DnDTime Brews. What's going to be the main goals? Why are we rebranding it? What do you want to do with the channel? Because you're going to be the one leading the channel, or leading at least that specific program.
Yes. So Fantasy Labs is going to be a little bit different from DnDTime Brews, is that we've in the past, we've done a lot of home brewing on the stream, and it's been largely for creating content for DnDTime for you guys to play with, and that's kind of been the end game. And in a lot of ways, that's not really that sustainable for me and Jeremy. Like, we don't want to introduce a ton of homebrew into Pete and Jeremy's DnDTime, but we love homebrewing and we want to create content. So the kind of refocus of DnDTime Brews to Fantasy Labs, Adrian P saying Fantasy Labs exist. We'll worry about that later.
Yeah, sue us.
I don't think they're coming after us, whoever it is. The whole kind of refocus is going to be on just homebrewing for homebrewing's sake, and for improving ourselves as dungeon masters, for learning a little bit more about the game and how to create great content. It's going to be more of like a workshop vibe where all of us are going to work together as a community to just try and make great homebrew that's at a quality that is equal to, or dare I say better than, Wizards of the Coast, which is a tall order, but really that's what we'd be striving for. And beyond that, it's also going to be kind of subsuming all of our other shows that are about kind of dungeon mastering and content creation. Is going to be subsuming talks in a lot of ways. Ask Pete and Jeremy is likely going to be put into that particular show, as well as DnDTime Worlds. I'm sure there's going to be some elements there. We're going to be doing a lot of different content from week to week. I want people to come with their own ideas, and I'm going to be actively monitoring and asking people to create homebrew for us to discuss online. Like, I want you guys to be contributing homebrew if people are interested in doing that, for us to talk about on the stream, as we have been doing. I got a lot of like cute little segments and stuff planned too. Which I think it's going to be a really fun show, but it's more of just, rather than changing DnDTime Brews, it's just a new philosophy on DnDTime Brews, which is, it's a place for all of us to grow and become better as DMs and as homebrewers.
Yeah, and part of becoming better as a DM is using homebrew and creating homebrew to solve your problem. And I think that's going to be a part that will be added into this. If you've got problems that come up in your games, this is a place to talk about it, and then maybe get some advice and some feedback, and maybe even come up with some cool homebrew or idea on how to fix it. So I'm very excited. I think it's going to be a very fun show. I'm still going to be involved, but I'm going to be less involved than Pete. Pete's going to be taking the helm on Fantasy Labs, and then I will be on as a guest. So will Farfel 13, and we'll see.
And maybe
who
and
else.
perhaps others over time. And Jeremy, I think will be flitting in and out a bit, but
yeah, most of the time I should be there.
yeah.
But I will have another obligation on my plate.
And that other obligation is Jeremy.
It is our campaign. We are going to be doing a full-fledged, honest-to-God campaign. Very excited about it. It's been a long time since I've run a real... I mean, I guess it hasn't been that long, but it feels like a long time since I've run a real campaign. I'm very excited for it. It is entitled Constellation. But that probably doesn't mean anything to you right now, nor will it for a very long time. But I'm very excited about it anyway. I can't tell you too much about it at the moment.
I'm playing in it.
Pete is playing in it. We've got a couple more folks.
The details on that. Yep.
Yep. Pete and Farfel are two
Yes.
guarantees right now. We're still working through the other two members of the cast. But it should be a lot of fun. I'm very, very, very excited about it. It's going to be good.
I'm really excited to play a long-term character that can, like, be a character.
Well, I can tell you
we'll
a
be
little...
playing as stars. Pretty fun. Pretty good, Farfel.
What I can say just a little bit for you all, you're not playing as stars. It's going to be a kind of gritty, Warring Kingdoms-esque campaign. Lots of various kingdoms and princedoms and small nations and city-states all at war in this chaotic world. It's going to be a very exciting and interesting thing to explore. So I'm very, very excited for it. I'm so eager to get running it, but I have a lot more prep to do. I'm just very excited. The time slot for that is something we need to discuss here. So, I'm sorry. Our other two shows that we are going to be doing, Once Upon a DnDTime is going to remain for now. We may switch that out with another show as we go on. We're going to be doing that, I think, once a month, maybe twice, depends. Because that'll be on Sunday.
Warriors.
Yep, Word Warriors as well. Once, maybe twice a month. It will share a slot with Once Upon a DnDTime. Farfel might be running some of those, as well as Pete, of course, will also be running the one-shots on Sunday. And then the Sundays we don't do one-shots, of course, will be Fantasy Labs. So expect Fantasy Labs 3 or 4 times a month, and then a campaign, the one-shots 1 or 2 times. So,
yeah.
It should be very good. I'm very, very excited.
I am excited as well. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Coltspark was asking, is a campaign in the lands of DnDTime? Coltspark, if you go through Wizards of the Coast's philosophy that there's a multiverse and that everything is interconnected, yes. But no, it's not in lands.
I think we can say it is going to be set in the same world as... is that spoilers? Is that confirmed? What I'm about to say, Jeremy?
I don't know what you're about to say.
I believe it is set in the same world as that we built in our recent DnDTime Tales.
There will be elements of that short form adventure that will absolutely be showing up in this setting. I'm very excited to play with those.
So it's
just great when your players build you 4 incredibly powerful lieutenants,
including you yourself build yourself a powerful lieutenant.
You know me.
And
it should be fun.
That was fun, and I'm sure that this is going to be a great campaign. I'm really excited.
Yeah. So one thing we were going to talk about, and it's something we want to bring up now, just so you guys are aware, is our time scheduling and the days of the week we're going to be streaming. So Fridays are staying Pete and Jeremy's DnDTime. Same day, same hours, same everything. We're not changing anything on D&D. So don't worry about that. Sundays is going to stay our one-shots and our Fantasy Labs, which are replacing Bruce. So that's staying more or less the same. So where's our campaign going to fit in? And the short of it is we are planning on running the campaign Thursday evening. Our goal is 7 to 10, maybe 10:30 Pacific Standard Time,
which means I know it's a little bit late for some of y'all on the East Coast, but that's just kind of how our schedules are working out, unfortunately.
We're going to be shooting for about 3 hours per show. So we're going to be hoping to be done by 10 Pacific or 1 Eastern
And because of the time frame, we're going to try and keep very tight to that 3 hours. So those of you on the East can at least plan on, like, if I'm going to watch it, I know that I'll see y'all if I stay up till this time, you know.
Exactly. Yeah, we're going to be very, very particular about keeping to our timing. As a Dungeon Master, I'm going to be doing a lot of my prep, planning around how long I think approximately things might
the
take,
exact 3
and
hours.
considering where good leave-off points would be. So I'm going to be keeping that in mind because I understand a lot of you, it can be real hard to ask you to stay up till 2 or 3 to watch a thing. So we're going to try and be a little bit more strict about that.
Yep.
I'm very, very excited. I think it's a really good time. Yes, it does overlap Critical Role. For those who watch Critical Role,
take their viewers and bring them unto us.
For those of you who watch Critical Role, apologies. We will not begrudge you for watching it, although you can be a little closer to our campaign if you watch ours than you'll ever be to Critical Role. So just keep that in mind. But yeah, I'm very excited. It's going to be fun. Expect probably throughout the year. So that's our main content schedule. Is Sundays stay as Sundays have always been. Fridays stay as Fridays has always been, and we do some. So
I think
other content.
Mm.
I was going to say stuff like this, right?
Oh yeah,
impromptu reacts. There'll be more impromptu streams throughout the year.
Do you mean the Pete and Jeremy show?
The Pete and Jeremy show, sorry. I know you guys aren't super stoked with getting a show sprung on you, but we figured that it's better to do a show than not do a show. And so if there's something worth talking about, we might do an impromptu show on a Wednesday. I might do an impromptu stream on a Tuesday where myself and my girlfriend Jamie paint some miniatures, something we're very excited to get into this year, that we finally are getting the setup in place. I don't have a lot of room in my apartment, but I'm getting everything figured out to do that.
I've gotten a really cool piece of music tech that I'm really excited to do a few DnDTime beats with. So expect those sometime in the first few months of this year.
Yeah. So, keep your eyes open for all this kind of stuff. We will be announcing on those impromptu streams. We'll announce them probably day of. And I think the goal is going to be as early as possible to shoot those out there if we're planning on doing one. So just keep in mind that those could be coming. And we'll let you know. A final Discord related thing. We're planning on making getting a bot into Discord that can actually be like really useful. The whole point for the bot would be that you can sign up for roles. So let's say you want to be alerted whenever there is a new show, right? Or an impromptu stream. You could just type ! Impromptu stream or whatever. And then it'll give you a role, which then Pete and I can at that role when we're going to do an impromptu stream. That way we're not hitting everybody with every single thing we do. And that way you can sign up for the stuff you're interested in, sign up for stuff you're not. If you're interested in the homebrew, you can put yourself in the homebrewer role, and then, whenever
information
Pete has an
about
announcement about that.
And...
Exactly.
Yeah, that's going to be a big thing. And do you have any other new stuff?
Well, the last thing I wanted to talk about is our kind of production, right? Part of Fantasy Labs, one of the big goals of it, right, is our kind of creating regular, polished, nice content for you guys. And Pete, I was figuring you could give a
so one of our plans is we're creating content is that since we're going to be creating polished content at the highest level that we as a community are capable of creating, me and Jeremy were discussing why not submit it onto the DMs Guild. So we intend to be taking some of the stuff that we're making and producing as a community, kind of bundling it into little maybe themed groups, this is a group of desert theme options, maybe this is a desert subclass and race and a couple of spells and an item, and putting that stuff up on the DMs Guild as we're making it. And so people that are interested in being collaborators with us on that will be creating content and posting it. And obviously people that are working on it, you'll get, free PDFs and stuff like that, which isn't any crazy reward, but we're excited to be producing some real content for that.
Yeah. putting stuff on the DMs Guild is a really big way for us to like really legitimize ourselves in a way, especially with content that we really feel good about. A lot of the stuff that we've made so far, I mean, the Entothrope, I think, is an excellent example of
Yeah,
quality content. Like, that's good. I legitimately think it's pretty good.
I think so too.
And putting that on the DMs Guild, even for like a quarter, right, is something that really would help us a lot. In terms, not in terms of making money, but in terms of getting us noticed by Wizards of the Coast, which is kind of the inevitable, like that's our long con goal, is eventually being able to work with them in some way. It's not an easy task. It might not ever happen, but it's a goal. Reach for the sky, you know?
Indeed, that would be an absolute blast if we could. So this is, I think, all of where we're at.
Yeah, that's everything we've been talking about so far.
I'd like to really reiterate one more time right here that we're really excited about the upcoming year, and we're going to be
Absolutely.
in for the upcoming couple of weeks a real state of flux.
Oh yeah, it's going to
Here
be
at
very busy.
DnDTime. We'll have a lot to do, and we'll be changing a lot of things here and there. So while we're in this period of flux, I want to just say one more time, this is the time, if you have thoughts about how DnDTime should proceed and what you want to see, this is the time to tell us as we're making so many of these changes. So don't hesitate if you want to shape the future of the community that we all hang out here in together. And I love you all. I love that too. It's very good.
It's very good, Switch. Very good.
Yeah, that's all I got. Jeremy, do you have anything else you'd like to say?
Yeah, one last thing. Thank you guys. We love you all so much.
There it is.
Each and every one of you, thank you for coming out for this impromptu, spur of the moment little thing we did here. Thank you for all of your support throughout the last year, and thank you for your continued ongoing support in 2020. I never expect the outpour of love, but I also kind of deep down, I know you guys love us and appreciate what we do. So thank you so much.
Did you just say thank? You didn't say Daily. Thank you so much for your sub.
Oh,
I don't know if
Daily. Oh no.
Daily. It says, "Here you go. Here I've gone. Thank you so much.
Happy Sweet 16."
And to everyone who subbed or gifted subs or gifted bits, gave bits.
Thank you, Man Shark, for the follow. Even though I think you're just Switch.
Yeah, you're decidedly Switch. Thank you, Switch, for the extra follower number. That is that's all I got.
Yeah, all I got as well. Stay tuned for Pete and Jeremy's DnDTime on Friday.
Indeed.
It's going to be a blast starting things off. I'm very, very excited. Careful with the accusation. I'm sorry, Man Shark. If you aren't Switch, it's Pete's fault. Yeah, we'll see you all on Friday. It's going to be great.
You don't know, Man Shark. Maybe it's Crowley. All right. I'm Pete.
I am Jeremy.
And was
I don't know what this is.
The Pete and Jeremy show.
It's Pete and Jeremy.
Pete and Jeremy.
Talking
fade
about
us out,
whatever.
Jeremy.
It can't fade out, Pete. It can't fade out.
It's hard cut us out now, Jeremy.
Goodbye.
We're gonna have some fun.